Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Intellectual Foreplay. This is Mr. Nice Guy, and I'm with
Key Nicole, the diva of indifference.
I got a little, AKA Key, AKA.
Why I gotta be
Lady,
Keyville? You gonna respect me, dog. You gonna respect
Lady
my name.
K. No, Intellectual Foreplay is our safe space, our comfort zone to dive into deep, intellectually stimulated conversations for men and women that can be slightly controversial, problematic, uncomfortable,
Unfiltered,
uncensored, unpolitically correct, whatever you want to call it. But we here and we're gonna dig down deep into some topic. All right, but what we're gonna do is pay a quick bill real quick. Intellectual Foreplay is brought to you by Ignite Enterprise. We are more than just a company, a marketing company. We will provide you with ideas that will indeed last you for years. So to get in contact with us, to handle your marketing and social media services, contact us at igniteenterprise2@gmail.com. And we will take care of you. All right, so let's jump right into this episode of Intellectual Foreplay. Mr. Nice Guy, K. Nicole.
Yes, sir.
First of all, I should let it burn for real. Did you hear that?
Yo, all that money you couldn't avoid herpes?
Bro, you got to understand, celebrities be on a different level of access to women. Like, you know what I mean? Like, these dudes are busting down women.
You had access to
several times.
Dog.
I mean, why though? When you got women looking like Bernice Burgos out here and Amber Rose and shout out to the garden. The garden of Eden.
Goddess.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to understand, these dudes live a different, wild lifestyle where women are really constantly at their feet.
Man, my
at
boy.
their beck and call every second of the day. And sometimes, how many condoms you think people keep on them at one given time?
I mean, but when you in the life and you dibbling and dabbling in everybody's water, you got to make sure you got your scuba suit on. You can't just be up in everybody's joint.
That sounds good. Until Bernice Burgos
burns you.
Oh, I mean, I might have to take.
Burning Bernie.
I might have to take that
Come
Miami
through.
Heat. I don't know. I might have to take. I might have to risk it all right there. I don't know.
So you would put your joint up in a shit that you knew was burning?
No. All right. First, common knowledge. All right. Now, come on. I'm talking about.
You ain't worried about kids.
I'm talking about rolling the dice. Like, all right, it's a crapshoot. All right, she right there, but I ain't really got nothing to do. Let me see what. How comfortable is she really? But is she gonna stop me? Because she is the gatekeeper. All right, she ain't really stopped. She wasn't hesitant, so she good. She good. That's kind of how I feel.
Bruh.
There are certain levels.
This is why the HIV epidemic is affecting black women at alarming rates, because of niggas like y'all who do crazy shit.
It's a little deeper than that. It's a little deeper than that. But you also got to understand this whole Usher situation. I mean, we laughing about it, we clowning about it, but
because he's so pretty to look at.
That's real unfortunate for the brother. You know what I mean? Because forever is a long time.
Yeah. Ain't he like super married right now though?
First, wait, hold on. Did my producer say he didn't know who Bernice Burgos was?
Nah, you mention her name all the time, and I never.
Queen Bern.
This the young lady right here?
That is the goddess. You will treat her name with respect.
She burning, dog.
She's not burning.
Okay,
she's not. Burning.
She's burning.
No, she's not. You know, we're gonna move on from this topic. No,
she got the herpes.
No,
yo.
she doesn't. No,
who gave him the herpes?
Some chick he paid off. He gave her $1.1 million to deal with that situation, and I really feel
that's like a forever situation.
Kind of bad, yeah.
They said it was green discharge, yo. Could you imagine? Is that worth $1.1 million green discharge out your Johnson? You cool with paying that much?
Is she worth this?
Like, do you have to go to sex ed 101? Like,
Nah, it's not worth it.
If Bernice Burgos
audience, it's never worth it.
Hot box.
If you are going to engage in sexual activities,
wrap it up.
Celebrities,
condoms are necessary and important.
Be
wrap
safe
it up.
about everything that you do.
And don't let everybody dive in your water.
And don't let everybody swim in your juices in your jungle. Don't let everybody pick in the garden, because everybody's not doing the right things. I have to get some things off my chest. As you know, a week goes by. I get a little tense around the neck. I get a little uptight in the chest. I get a little annoyed with things that's going on just in the world. And I rarely have an opportunity to express myself in the magnitude in which things need to be delivered. All right? So this segment is called No More Mr. Nice Guy. So I got a couple things that I definitely want to shoot out to the people real quick. Number one, I kind of talked about it a little bit this week on social media. I am so frustrated with starving. I am hungry. Every last one of my friends and associates are telling me not to eat meat anymore. It's killing me. And the meat is killing me. And I literally have no idea what to put in my body anymore. You watch one documentary, it says, oh, if you eat this kind of meat and this kind of meat and you eating this and that and third, the fast food is slowly picking away at your whole immune system. Then you find someone else that says, you know what? The meat isn't the problem. It's actually this, that, and the third, the whites, the pastas, the fast food and everything else that you eat. Oh, you can't stop there. Oh, you're drinking and you're smoking and you're doing all kind of crazy stuff. I have no clue what to eat anymore. Dealing with my friends is so frustrating because they send you so much different information. You have absolutely no idea who to believe.
Yes, so, Angela, become a pescatarian. Yes.
I don't want to be no pescatarian because they tell you can't even eat fish anymore. They saying that the fish got too much alkaline and too much, what was, I don't want to say magnesium. It wasn't magnesium. It was something else. Bacteria, fish eating fish. Like, what am I supposed to eat?
While I drink this cup.
I'm a black man that was raised on black chicken.
What's black chicken?
Okay? I was raised on fried chicken, jerk chicken, curry chicken, baked chicken, barbecue chicken, all the chicken. I was raised on that. I was raised on the Bill Cosby bacon burger dogs. How can I not have another double cheeseburger? How can I not have another prime rib or a steak? It is extremely frustrating knowing that no matter what I eat, researchers are always going to tell me that I am killing myself. And my friends have no problem making me feel terrible about the things that I'm putting into my system. So thank you, Tyrell. Thank you, Sam, Big G, and everybody else that's participating in me ruining my moods because I can't freaking eat whatever I want to eat. Thank you. I'm so sorry. And another thing that pissed me off, shout out to the Jazz Fest. Everybody that celebrated the Jazz Fest this weekend, it was awesome. And everybody that took the time to troll the Jazz Fest this weekend on Facebook, you should be ashamed of yourself. Hartford doesn't have much, but we have the damn Jazz Fest. Go to the Jazz Fest, bring your lady, pull up with some wine, some Henny. I had the Henny. If you want to make the aroma in the background smell a little different, do that too. But just enjoy your damn self. In Hartford, we don't have much. The Jazz Fest was lit. If you didn't enjoy it, I don't know what to tell you. It's on you. But you know what? D-Dollars, let's get this freaking show started because I'm already at a 10 and I need to bring it down.
Today,
but you know what? I had to get that off my chest because it's so frustrating being hungry. Walking by food trucks, smelling all the deliciousness, and I can't have any of it.
Like
but you know what we gonna do?
Like, what you trying to do? You trying to just?
I'm trying to live. I'm trying to live.
Oh, you trying to live? Okay.
That's what I'm. The reason why I listen to it. If you know my story, you know the history of some people passing in my family to diseases that just didn't quite fit the bill. Mm-hmm. All right, you had one person, young age, pass away from pancreatic cancer. Mm-hmm. Then you had another pass away from lung cancer and never smoked. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So if you wanna be technically, what were they putting in their body? You know, so that is always in the back of my mind in regards to health and wellness. Ultimately, I knew I had the daddy body a couple of months ago, and I dropped 20 pounds quick. Just simply by changing my diet and everything like that and working out, obviously. But I want to live a long time. I want to live healthy. I want my kids to make sure they're eating all the right things. And it's extremely difficult when you don't know who the freak to believe no more.
Tyrell, I don't need that type of negativity in my life. I'm going to need you to hold on to that. That eat to live joint, that eat to live motto. I cook for taste.
Yeah,
I enjoy my food.
To guarantee that type of thing nowadays, you'd have to grow your own food yourself to know exactly what's in
Facts.
You can't. And unless you
So then I should get a farm.
Unless you get a farm and you're willing to actually grow and produce your own food, or see what you want wisely.
All the food toxic, man. It's like what you gonna die anyway. It don't matter how you eat, you gonna die anyway, B.
But I'm not trying to go out like
yo,
Willy
fry
Lump,
your chicken, baby. Put some chocolate on them strawberries, dog. You gonna die anyway. It's inevitable.
I'm not trying to go out like that. I want to go out natural causes, not because I'm my cells is all jacked up or I'm freaking having a heart attack at. I'm losing people at 28, 30 to heart attacks. That's crazy.
But that's something
Cancer.
Yeah. Before, as far as being a vegetarian, are you trying to eat better, or are you just trying to get away from meat? What are you actually trying to do?
I'm trying to eat better. I'm trying to feel better. I want to feel like I could run at 70. I want to feel like I got energy.
Now you mentioned Brother Tyrell. Where is he eating? What is he eating from?
I saw him eating the Fat Burger a couple days ago.
You was eating Fat Burgers, Tyrell?
Nah, Tyrell posts some things that he be eating every now and again, and he's real good with the dark greens, the beans. He hasn't really fully committed to the whole meatless. He's meat, but it's all about portion control.
This is brought to you by Kiss Confectionery. Enjoy your cupcakes, your dipped fruits.
I'm not really trying to. I'm not
banana pudding, Japan cakes. I got you.
You can't put macaroni and cheese in front of me and talk to me about portion control. What are you talking? One serving. Nah.
What you mean one serving?
You can't fry tilapia and.
Getting rid of meat, it's just eating better to you. That's what your concern is. Eating better, not just getting rid of. Your thing is not with meat.
Well, no. Your boy said cut out all the meat. No chicken, no fish, no beef, no turkey, no processed meat, nothing.
Okay, but where is he getting his veggies from?
He's growing some of them, but it's all. He was struggling when I was eating some wings and he came with that garden salad, that garden salad and them tomatoes.
Unless you growing all your food, you can't say that to anybody. You got to be growing and producing anything that comes in front of you.
Well, here's the deal, people out there. If you are a pescatarian, if you are a vegetarian, a vegan, whatever you're trying to do with your health and wellness, share what you're doing and what works for you. I know everybody's body is different. You know what I'm saying? Email me, igniteenterprise2@gmail.com. Whoever has the best recipes, put me on. You know what? I eat meat periodically, but most of the time, I'm not like vegetarian. I just don't consume a lot of meat. Like beef is too heavy. I eat a lot of fish and seafood, like lobster, shrimp, all the scavengers of the ocean. Right, and they say that the lobster and the shrimp that's equivalent to eating pork.
I eat. Listen, I will mess.
Telling me I can't eat pork, so I can't. Well, exactly.
I eat them all.
They
dog.
say
I eat them all.
They say farm grown fish. They get bacteria. They get sick. So then they pump
why
on
are we
antibiotics.
so scared of bacteria? Like not for nothing. Bacteria is everywhere. It's unavoidable. Why are we so scared of it? If you get sick, it just builds your immune system. Like why are we afraid of bacteria?
I think the problem is in this country.
Marketing.
The problem in this country is definitely consumption. Like we lack portion control.
We overconsume.
Right. But even with the changes that I make. Sometimes I'll sneak and have some ziti, and I'll have a burger and some pizza, and that joint mess me all up. You know what I mean? Like my body doesn't want it. It doesn't even want to digest it.
Your body do function different when you eat strictly vegetables for a minute, or you don't eat no carbs for a minute. Your body processes food way differently.
I'm not really trying to.
It shows.
What's that? Senator McCain, brain cancer? See what I'm talking about? I'm not trying to.
He gonna die anyway. The nigga's 2 weeks away from death. What you mean?
Senator
like, why are we
John,
so shocked?
breaking
He lived a
news.
good life.
Breaking news. I'm sorry. But all right, here we go. Let's
talk about this morning, the Breakfast Club.
Damn. Oh. All right, let's go to the first topic.
The lovely Miss Anthony had an interview today with the big three.
La. All right, so earlier this week, I posted a comment on Facebook that said Carmelo Anthony is the victim. Carmelo Anthony is absolutely the victim in this whole situation. First of all, when you're in a situation, in your relationship, and you are challenged professionally, it has to be very frustrating to be the male that just made a mistake, and now his woman is in the driving seat to actually control the trolling. You know what I mean by that?
This is like his first mistake. Is this his first mistake? Like, this is the first
He's
time
the
he ever-
victim.
Wait, no, I just asked, this is his first mistake, though. Are we under the understanding that this is just a mistake that he made?
He made a mistake. He made a mistake.
Or is this the one we know about?
No, he made a mistake. He fouled up. You definitely don't get the strippers pregnant.
You don't get the side hoes pregnant ever.
Right. But
Ever.
you got to understand, in his
'Cause
lifestyle,
I think a
there will
woman
be
could deal with a
side
lot of things. They could deal with the cheating. People forgive their partners all the time for cheating.
Mm-hmm.
They deal with a lot of stuff with dudes. But once you have families with your extracurriculars, now you're done violating.
He was out of bounds for that.
So now all gloves is off. I'm on Team Lala right now.
Okay, so
I'm totally on Team Lala.
Hear what you just said. The gloves are off.
Because his gloves was off and he had babies. Usher's gloves was off and he had herpes.
He did his,
It's our time.
before the cheating occurred, though. Correct?
So what?
He did her nude scene at the
She was real extra with it, though.
That's called good acting.
No, now it's
She was
good
making
acting.
a coin.
Now it's good acting.
Her
Let me ask you
coin.
this question: how many black female actresses that are bomb have you seen perform a
Halle
sex
Berry.
scene? Halle Berry. Okay, we got her. and that scene was trash. That movie was even worse. Monster Ball was trash.
But it gave her the Academy Award. She was the first black woman to receive that Academy Award.
Why?
For female
Because
actress.
she got trashed in the movie, and it was just sloppy. There was
because of
nothing.
good-ass acting.
There was nothing sexy.
Because of good ass acting.
Nothing
Like,
appealing about it. Name another one. Who else? Who did a bomb sex scene that
got them an award? Or got them
accolades that they before they were anybody?
I mean, who often gets accolades for sex scenes anyways?
And I'm talking about porno style, like
But
sex scenes.
who really looks at sex scenes and says like, yo, that was their best work? Of course not. But if you see a sex scene and it looks believable and you feel like you're a little shy because you shouldn't be watching it, that's good acting. Because you're internalizing it in ways that shouldn't even be processed.
Jada Pinkett had a sex scene in Jason's Lyrics.
She did.
But Jada Pinkett was Jada Pinkett before Jason's Lyric. I have not since her relationship with Will Smith seen Jada Pinkett in a sex scene except with Will Smith. Angela Bassett, in all of her glory, who has not won an Oscar yet.
Angela Bassett is not a good actress.
Time out.
Angela Bassett that played everybody mama, like Jennifer Lewis.
How do you
she done played every black female icon.
How do you say Angela Bassett's not a great
She's
actress?
not a great actress.
Are you kidding me right now?
She's Angela Bassett playing Coretta Scott. She's Angela Bassett playing Tina Turner. She's Angela Bassett.
Tina Turner
playing,
was a great role.
I mean, it was a emotionally evocative role, but it was not like, oh my gosh, she deserves an award for being Tina Turner.
Are you serious?
Absolutely not.
That was one of the greatest bios.
Lawrence Fishburne was more impactful as Ike Turner than Tina.
Lawrence
Than Angela
Fishburne,
was
they
as
both.
Tina.
I think they both worked extremely well together. But Angela Bassett did have a sex scene, but it was never graphic like
Angela
that.
Bassett
And
is
she was
Catherine
also-
Jackson. No, I don't want you. I don't want you.
But that she played that.
Like?
All right, we're gonna disrespect that movie now. We're gonna disrespect
Temptations was better than American Dream.
Temptations was better than
Than American Dream.
Are you
Jackson.
serious?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's debatable. That's debatable. But either way,
Man.
there were a lot of people that felt like Lala Anthony was trolling Carmelo, and I kind of would agree with that. In regards to her social media posts lately, as of late, the whole ridiculous porn scene she did with Tommy. I mean, at what point? Okay, let me ask you: if your husband was an actor and he was doing sex scenes, how would you feel about that?
If he was an actor and doing sex scenes, he's an actor. That's what he gets paid to do. I have to accept it. And I would have to accept that's part of his occupation if that's my husband.
So you wouldn't mind-
Fortunately, my husband wouldn't be an actor.
So you wouldn't mind your husband licking all over Bernice Burgos, or I gotta say Queen Bern. Halle, like that whole scene in Monsters Bar with Halle Berry. If you saw your husband doing a scene like that for the check, whatever, you wouldn't have an issue with that.
The check going into the family account. Why would I be mad about that?
I would.
Sex on the screen.
I would have an issue with that.
You know why I can't have an issue with that?
I would have an issue with
It's
that.
because
a big
it's-
issue.
But I was just having this conversation with a friend. We were watching Being Mary Jane, and how like Mary Jane began it popping.
cracking.
How are you, Dwayne?
But
Watch it home.
Dwayne is the woman in the relationship.
Whoa.
The matching bags, the capri pants that he.
Why does he have to be the
She
woman? Why can't he just be a man that respects
Gabrielle?
her?
Okay, remember this. Dwayne Wade messed up. He had a baby with the.
He had a break
side.
baby.
So the arrangement was.
I'm gonna
Listen
make my
here.
coin.
I'm gonna make my coin. I'm gonna make my money, and I want to dress you the way I want to dress you to keep you humbled within your. You notice you noticed after that cheating situation, Dwayne Wade changed his whole.
See, then maybe y'all just shouldn't cheat. And y'all wouldn't have to change who y'all are or be extra about what y'all do or have to deal with the trolling. Because not for nothing, y'all love to do y'all when y'all ain't caught. But as soon as y'all get caught and we find out and we start doing us, then it's a problem.
Well, you also have to understand, in Carmelo's situation, why did I say he was a victim? Number one, the woman that he had a relationship with knew that he was married.
He knew he was married too, though.
No.
But he knew he was married too.
The flesh
though.
is the Bible says the flesh is
Are we
weak.
still quoting the Bible?
Hallelujah. The Bible says the flesh is weak. Thus saith the Lord and do the right thing, chapter one of them. But you also have to understand, and now also in that situation, because she knew he was married, she should have left him alone. Two, Lala.
So he should have left the chick alone because he was married. He made the vow to Lala,
Possibly.
She really let's speak side chick.
Listen, I'm a New York Knicks fan. I'm not going to slander Carmelo Anthony under any circumstance.
Here's what I know:
he is the victim.
Not the side chick's responsibility to moderate your relationship.
But if they weren't side chicks, he would never be in that situation in the first place.
If he never invited the side chick, she would never have the opportunity to be a side chick. She
never went to the game, winking at him and doing all kind of other stuff.
He could have ignored it. It's all about choices. It's either you engage or you don't. So he chose to engage.
All right. Well, Carmelo and Anthony
is accountable for putting his penis inside a side chick.
Okay.
And having a child.
Well, let's say I agree with you, even though he was the victim.
I feel like Lala has the right and the free reign to enjoy her body.
So she's trolling.
No, she's not trolling. If he gets to his feelings about it, that's his issue, not hers. Because she wasn't at all a factor when he was doing him. So why should Carmelo be all of a sudden a primary factor with what she does?
We don't know what led him to doing that. She could have trashed vag. She could be somebody completely
They've been
different.
together for years. She be trash vag. They've been together for years.
They were together for years. So it could have got stale.
Okay.
And they could have had some rocky moments in their situation, which kind of led him astray.
So you don't think? Okay, let's just talk about.
He's sorry. Okay. He's sorry. He wants his woman back.
No,
he wants.
Then he's gonna have to suffer for a little bit.
Suffer
because the thing is, he's gonna have to because you didn't appreciate it when you had it.
See that?
So now you're gonna have to watch everybody else appreciate it a little bit. And if you want to negotiate terms and conditions in which we get back together a little later, then I'll consider it once I see how patient you are through your suffering.
I am not dating no actress that is openly having orgy.
Suffering is the payment of your tribe. Once you sit here and you do wrong unto others, it is your duty to stay humble and wait out the storm and let her emote however she sees fit.
I think Carmelo is still humble in the situation. I think he's sorry. I think he's paid homage to that. I think
how
he likes her pictures on Instagram.
Vanessa Bryant got a fat little $8 million ring that was purple and pretty. I don't see no big Kobe Bryant ring.
Kobe Bryant raped chicks. Kobe Bryant was raping chicks. That was the X factor, and he cheated, got busted multiple times because it's a part. You gotta understand the Usher theory. We're gonna call it the Let It Burn theory. I got a new theory for you. The Let It Burn theory. Dudes can't handle the amount of pressure and responsibility that comes with fame and sexual availability. They become vulnerable, and women then become the hunters, which is why I say we are the victim. We become a victim of the predator. You ever been to All-Star Weekend? Women fly to All-Star Weekend with no condoms in their purse. And if they do,
how dare they come unprepared?
If they do have them, they're shooting them up. They're popping them. Their goal is to get a ball player and to get knocked up by a ball player. so they can secure.
So whatever happened to self-preservation? Whatever happened to protecting your own interests? If I'm a ball player and I'm out on All-Star Weekend with a bevy of females just ready for me to take them, I'm gonna make sure that I'm good and I'm equipped to handle them in whatever way I need to without any losses.
All that sounds good and it sounds decent, but at the same time, you also have to understand.
Where is the accountability, Trev?
There is none. We're not prepared for this. We can't handle that pressure. That's too much pressure.
That's the problem.
Put a woman in a shoe store with an unlimited debit card on there. And how many shoes she walking out with?
All of them.
All of them. Put her in a jewelry store with unlimited access to all the jewelry. Put her in a gown or what?
But you said a debit, you said credit. Is this her credit card?
Matter of fact, put it on Fifth Ave.
Is this her credit card or somebody else's? Because I'm gonna run with everything if it's somebody else's. If it's mine, I'm a budget.
You gotta understand.
I'm gonna be cautious.
You gotta understand. It's too much pressure to know with confidence that me as a man, I can literally have sex with any woman in the world. I don't want that responsibility. I don't want that pressure. I'm glad nobody's checking for me. It makes it so much easier. Because I can't handle that pressure. I don't want that Trey Songz pressure. I don't want that R. Kelly pressure. I don't want none of that pressure.
You said R. Kelly pressure?
I don't want that.
Are we going to talk about R. Kelly pressure though?
We gonna hit that.
Oh God, Jesus, we gonna fix that one.
We're gonna hit that Chris Brown
Kelly
pressure too. All of them, they all got that same problem with the available box, and it creates
Just
the same issue in regards to celebrity relationships. How can you effectively? Who's a successful celebrity relationship?
Denzel and his wife.
You don't think Denzel's smashing chicks out here?
Absolutely, but she got into the game knowing what this was.
That's what I'm saying.
But
you gotta know.
What is her name? What's her name? Loretta. What's her name? Vanetta Washington. What's her name?
Oh, Denzel's
Queen Washington. Yes. What's her name?
I don't know. If
Here's what I think. I think when you dealing with somebody who has been in the game as long as they have, you know it's gonna come with certain terms and conditions. But when you are already an established woman with her own money and career and name in the game, in the industry, that is to some degree very well respected, you don't need to compromise. Y'all are peers at that point. And so y'all both accept what comes with both of y'all. Just like dudes are gonna come at Carmelo, chicks are gonna come at Carmelo and flock to him. Dudes are gonna come to Lala and try to flock to her and be like, "Y'all treat you better than that dude."
Of course.
But she knew how to say no.
You know why?
She knew how to chill out.
She's been trained to say no since she popped out the box. All right, she knows she's the gatekeeper. There's a difference.
So y'all don't have no self-control.
You have one lock, and I have a handful of keys. That's what when I tried the key theory. I'm full of theories. I got mad theories. The theories for days.
I cannot.
A woman is the lock. A man is the keys. We have a key to every vehicle, every doorknob. We just gotta.
Sometimes
we're trying to stick it.
Open the door.
We're trying to stick it.
Listen, let me be.
Boom, boom, boom. That worked. Boom, that worked. Boom, that worked.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you right now.
That's
If I was in the industry and freaking Kofi Siriboe and Michael B. Jordan and Wale all was like, yo, what's up? They all got keys. All of them. They all got keys, bruh. Like, not for nothing, because I think they're all fine as hell. And if I want to dabble and dibble in whatever I choose, that's what I do.
Okay, but
if I respect you, I won't.
The blogs will chew you up, though. You know how that go.
If it's high profile, but you can afford discretion when you got that kind of money.
Women in high profile situations can't be going from relationship to relationship.
But you can afford discretion at that level.
Not with other male celebrities.
Absolutely can.
How? What name a female celebrity that was with another male celebrity?
They could afford the discretion for me not know about it. You feel what I'm saying?
There was never discretion. You can't think of no celebrity.
It's only speculation.
Dudes can have chicks that we don't know who the woman is because they're
not high profile,
and they're not high profile. They just look good. In the case of an Amber Rose,
but we're talking about high profile relationships. We're talking about two people who are peers in the industry linking together and having a situation. You don't think that they flinging it up everywhere with each other?
Okay, look at the whole Will Smith Jada Pinkett situation.
What about that?
They have an open relationship, so that
allegedly, no one's confirmed anything.
Now you got to understand, Will Smith is getting jiggy with it all over the country, John Hancock style. He's slinging.
I heard him and Margot Robbie had a thing.
Well, whatever.
The girl who played Harley Quinn.
I wouldn't doubt it.
And
But
she would have gotten rolled without him.
I'm pretty sure Jada is getting it cracking too.
She got caught.
See what I'm saying? So you go into that situation knowing what it is and knowing that if I'm Will Smith or if I'm, again, a celebrity, Michael Jordan status, I can do what I want sexually. That's too much responsible for any man to have. It's too much power. It's unrealistic to ask a Carmelo Anthony, the victim, New York Knicks number 7, stay home, baby, stay home.
I call bullshit.
Okay,
I call bullshit on that. There ain't no victim when you are operating your own genitals.
His side chick was irresponsible in the whole situation. She didn't manage her vagina correctly. She should have made sure that she was properly snipped, but she went for the bag and she secured the bag.
So with all this talk about men being the victims and not being accountable for their own behaviors,
I didn't say men. I said Carmelo Anthony. We're not gonna do this today because you're the queen of putting words into my mouth, and I did not say that. I said Carmelo Anthony is the victim in this situation.
Could he say no for?
Who?
A man of unlimited and unfettered access to various
like
vagina.
Say no, like okay, we shouldn't do this type of situation.
What type of woman could he say no for? Is there a woman that would exist that he could say no for?
No.
So then why get in a committed marital relationship?
I don't know. If I had that kind of money, I wouldn't. It's a waste of time. It's too much pressure.
So you don't think that dudes who don't have money, who may be, I don't know, endowed with charm or endowed with looks and not necessarily endowed with finances, that they don't have the same issue, the same access to variety?
Yes and no, because there's a certain type of woman that's not going to check for him because he does have money. He doesn't have money. I'm not saying that.
And there's someone without money that look just as good.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm not saying dudes that don't have money don't have options. You will never hear me say that. However, he doesn't have the keys to the world. Like there's a girl out there that would be like, you know what, this ain't, you know, this, you're not really my type. Whereas a Lil Wayne can literally, like he said in his song, have sex with any girl in the world.
All right, so let's talk about like women who can lay down the law and lay down expectations and draw lines.
Okay.
Can a woman head a relationship successfully and keep a man in line?
So you're talking about creating an alpha female.
Yes. Is it possible?
Can a woman be the
an
head
alpha
of the
female
relationship? I mean, absolutely. Look at Oprah and Stedman. Stedman been playing his position for a long time.
Publicly.
As Stedman Winfrey. Is it the norm?
Stedman's a millionaire, though.
Off whose money? His?
Off his own money. He has a company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who gave him the startup? That's all I want to know. Okay.
Listen.
That's all I wanted to know.
So
that's all I wanted to know. Who co-signed that check?
Are dudes comfortable with the woman who is in charge?
No. And anybody that says so, yeah, they lying. Mufasa.
I need my gentlemen out there. Do y'all believe that women can be the head of a relationship and y'all follow their lead in the relationship? Is it possible? Do you think y'all can handle that? Make more money, have the vision, and y'all follow the vision because she got the money.
And what is he going to be doing in the meantime?
He's going to be supporting her.
Supporting her how?
Support her by helping her carry out the vision that she has for y'all family.
Give me more of a tangible example. So, like, we're talking about a celebrity status, or somebody that's like a doctor, or like somebody that's what's the
Okay, so let's just say, for instance, let's talk about regular everyday people. You know, maybe he's just not the most proactive individual on the face of the planet. So how's she choose him?
Why'd she choose him?
Because he's willing to learn things. He's adaptable. He knows how to apply things well, and she can work with him.
Got it. So we're building a bear. All right. So yeah. So she has a project. Got you.
So he's able to apply things well and execute them.
Listen to
upon
her.
request.
Okay, so he's gonna do what he says when she says it.
Not, I mean, he has an opinion. He has input.
He has an opinion, but she can't really say too much. Okay, gotcha.
No, he can't. No, he has free reign to decide. He's still equal.
Okay,
he's still
equal.
respected as a man.
He doesn't have
an
too many
individual.
friends. He doesn't have too many friends.
Why not?
Because why would he have so many friends if he's gonna allow an alpha situation to kind of be the head of his spectrum? You're talking about somebody that's a little bit more reserved with that type of personality.
But maybe he just prefers a woman who's reserved who's less reserved because he is so reserved. Someone who will be like, I used to know this guy. He preferred for women to ask him out on dates and to take him out places and to approach him sexually.
Women did that?
Yeah, apparently it was working for him because he kept asking for it.
What was his angle? Did he feel like he was the draw?
No, I think he was a regular dude, and he just felt like it's just easier to deal with women who are more assertive and who are more certain of what they want, because then there's less space for games.
So it was a fetish for him.
No, he just knew that he liked women who knew what they wanted.
Was he an attractive individual?
He was.
Okay, so then he knew he was a draw. He knew he had options. So he could kind of sit back, because when men in situations like that know they got money, they got swag, but they don't have to really be too out there like that. They could play that game like, you know what? If she wants me, she's gonna let me know by her body language. So they'll sit back, they'll play the field, because I do that sometimes. I've done that sometimes back
back in your days. Good disclaimer. Good job. We like that one.
I've done that in the past. Where I would just sit back and kind of just like, all right, well, it is what it is. I'm not saying that GQ.
But you had the space to do that.
But I had the personality to kind of position myself in a situation visibly, to where if I was interested in somebody, I wouldn't say that. I would never tell her, but I would end up getting in that door because of my, I guess, personality, but also my position. I was never aggressive. I kind of let them hunt me. I kind of let them give off their aura to the point where I was feeding into it, but not. I was giving a little, but not like, all right, you're really not all that. You really don't have my attention like that, and it would drive them nuts. Even sexually. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because he's on to something. So even sexually, I could take a chick out, and when I'm really trying to impress a chick, most of the time I cook. Mm-hmm. So I show him how I do in the kitchen. Boom, boom, boom. Mm-hmm. Jazz it up. Mm-hmm. Music. The whole shebang. Mm-hmm. And when it's the nightcap comes, I don't do nothing. I don't look at him. I may touch a little, the wrist, the Ray Charles. That joint is genius. The Ray Charles wrist joint. I mean, granted, I can see,
right?
But the Ray Charles wrist grab is so like, I don't know what it's just magic. And then you give them a little look every now and again, and in their mind, they're like, "Why doesn't this fool kiss me?" Like, I'm telling him visually, like, I'm comfortable right now with you to the point where you can make that move, and I'm not making no move. And the fact that I don't make a move,
it just drives them crazy.
Them nuts. To the point where
I've been a sucker for that before.
To the point
I fell for that. I ain't gonna say it front. I fell for that before.
Yo, shout out to somebody else that put me on to advance the situation. I ain't gonna put his name out there, but he hit Theory God. He hit me with this. He said, "Trav, listen, when you're in a situation and you're trying to be passively aggressive sexually, and you're not really trying to make a move, all you really gotta do is whip it out, and she will take care of the rest." I swear on everything.
Whoa.
I swear
just
on
whip it out.
Just boom. No, listen. Hear me out.
Just whip it out, y'all.
Hear me out.
Whip it out. That's all you gotta do. And she got you.
No, hear me out.
Hear me smooth sailing from there. Just whip it out.
You have to. All right, see that? We're gonna play a game.
Listen.
Are you done?
Listen, I've had it whipped out on me before, so I know.
All that precedence has to kind of be in place. It has to be just kind of like boom, 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 and then it's just like boom. You go, you make your move, and it's in a really aggressive one.
That's a super aggressive move after being so passive.
One. But you know what? 3 for 3. Excuse me, people, my audience. 3 for 3.
The whip out method, y'all. There's a pull out method and there's a whip out method.
I'm just saying. But obviously, your level of game and your play gotta kind of everything gotta the checkers gotta be on the board correctly.
Give me your mouse.
So even still, dealing with an alpha female, it's weird because sometimes they think they're better than you.
You know what? I think dudes perceive that because I was just told recently. I was telling you about this too. I was told recently that I was not ladylike because.
Well, Keith, you can be a little.
Stop, because I have a large personality, and I don't know how to just. I'm too cautious, is what they said. They said that I play chess with too many dudes. And I don't just go with the flow and let a dude be a dude.
Well, let's acknowledge a few things before. One, you've been here before. Okay. You've been here before. We've established that. You've ruled a nation. You were in Egypt. You were a great pharaoh.
Yo, I was a pharaoh. Really?
You let all the people go.
See the sexism? You see how this works?
You let all the people go.
Yo.
You got all the gems. I get it. All power to you.
Yo,
Two, you grew up a tomboy. That's what you said.
I did grow up a tomboy.
So I'm pretty sure you had a lot of male friends.
I'm surrounded by men, clearly. I mean, that's my existence, is around nothing but dudes. I have one woman in my life who is consistently around me.
All right, so then you've been hip to the game. You know what I'm saying? So again, I think who talked about the alpha theory? The alpha female. Was that Hector?
That was Hector that talked. Shout out to Hector.
Shout out to Hector.
Hey,
EJ Links Media.
Yes,
if you need a photographer, videographer, he got you. Website, logos.
So I was told that the issue is a dude, if you want to put it in terms of cavemen, man wants to go out, hunt the saber-toothed tiger.
Right.
To impress his woman and bring her a meal.
Cut the head off. Right.
He want to take his club back to saber-toothed tiger and the head come back with a saber-toothed tiger like, look, babe, look what I did.
Bang, hold all that.
What I do is I'm like, but where we got this harpoon? You got long distance like slayage here. Like, you just not put yourself in a line of danger. Use this harpoon and bring that same meal to me, and I'll be just as impressed.
All right, see, now we're doing too much. It's just too much.
Why can't I be a thought partner?
It's too much. It's too much talking. So remember the 4F theory, right?
That is I am really bad at the last F. I'm horrible at the last F.
So that's the problem. I mean, two people can't drive it. Two captains can't be at the boat. You got to have.
But what if the captain don't have all the answers, Sway? What if the captain need a little thought partner to throw in a little idea, something innovative?
A captain is not going to go to his subordinates for the advice. He's going to go to his first mate. His first mate.
So if I'm the first mate, why can't I have an opinion that matters?
Not in front of other people like that. We gotta. It has to be delivered to you. Like, all right, you know what? I'm in this situation. Talk to me. What do I need to do in this situation? Because I don't know which way to go. And that's what being a strong woman is like. Like, when we bring our energy.
Strong women are quiet,
but know how to deliver powerfully. If that makes sense.
That's stupid.
It's not stupid.
That's stupid.
Because
here's why.
Go ahead.
Okay,
I'm gonna come back.
I'm gonna tell you why it's stupid. Because in order for a woman to fully give to a man's leadership, she has to be secure in his ability to lead. Anything before that moment happens is an audition. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to sit here and try to lead the way and lead the charge, and you're being reckless and losing and falling on your face and still trying to save face because you don't want to be embarrassed in front of your alpha female, she's going to look at you like, this dude is reckless. I can't trust him to be rational and make sound decisions. So therefore, I'm going to try to guide him a little bit. I'm not going to trash him because he's trying. I respect the fact that as a man, he's trying to lead, but he's just not that good at leading right now. He needs a little coaching from a feminine perspective.
So let me ask you this question. Is she giving him the box?
Yes.
All right, then. Here we go. We got good leadership.
Okay, so
that's 75%. That's 75%.
He's a good lover and an excellent communicator.
That is, you're giving me 75% of why I'm here. So I feel
sex is 75% of the reason why
75% of why men are present in a relationship. I'm trying to tell you.
Really? 75%?
Why do you think infidelity is so problematic? Because
those is greedy.
Greedy. So we need all of that. We need all of that. The other 25% is a strong, important 25%. But people get that they get it's that high. Dwayne, let me break it down to you. What is the number 2 cause of divorce?
Finances. The number 2, communication.
No, number 1 is finance. Number 2 is sexual incompatibility. Okay. What is the one thing that men first look for, or what is the one thing when a man first sees a woman? What's the first thing that pops in his head? All right, with that mouth, with that body, all of that. After that comes the 25%. Right.
choice.
But
Right.
the sex will get dull at some point. It will
does,
get
but you know
boring, no
what-
matter how popping it was initially.
But you know what that 75 turns into? Friction. And we're there for all of the friction. Give me friction.
I just want friction.
And
Rub the sticks together, create a fire.
And that 20. You laughing.
Like,
I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it buck. But that other 25% is extremely important. That 25%
the
makes
other
you an
25% is silence.
It's not silence. It includes silence.
It's
but
silence.
But you have to know how to submit yourself. You have to know how to
But
deliver
is every
information.
dude worth your submission? I keep asking this. Do you submit to every dude, or do you give them the opportunity to show you why they're worth your submission? Do you not prove your worthiness at any point?
Yes.
Okay, so why is it so wrong for a woman to be about her own interest?
Because
emotionally,
the moment women,
before she lets him start leading him astray,
the
or leading her astray.
moment you choose to invest in a male sexually, you've given him so much power and control already. That's the problem.
How, Sway?
What you mean
How?
Because I already showed you why we're here. I told you why we're here. Why
You
we
give him
present
power.
ourselves.
You've given him. Oh, so she has provided him the 75% of the reason he's there, but he has the power.
Right.
But she's holding the power. So if she withholds the 75%,
Isn't that weird?
it doesn't make any sense.
It makes perfect sense. She has the power and doesn't even know what to do with the power.
And a powerful woman has to be submissive in certain areas to feed into a man's ego. And I do agree that ego stroking is very important. And even as an alpha woman, you can still know the importance of an ego stroke.
Mm-hmm.
You can still know the importance of nurturing the ego.
Well, let me get to Jason's question. Jason had a question about what defines the head of a household. All right, so this is not okay. I'm gonna give you the male perspective. All right, Mufasa. Okay, the Mufasa theory.
Mm-hmm.
To me, the head of the household is someone with the vision of the family, someone that has the ability to lead, someone that has the ability to maintain a certain emotional balance in the household, and finally, someone that can financially provide for the household. Now, does that mean that they make the most money? No. It means that they're able to financially provide
Facts, heck.
for things that they are held accountable for, or things that they want to consume, or things that they want to pursue in the near future. So a woman can indeed actually make more money than a man and still accept her role as the first mate, not the head of the household. Because the man can still provide the vision for the family, he could still manage the money, and he could still provide the emotional strength needed when all hell is breaking loose and someone has to kind of stay rooted in what's going on.
But I know women who make more money, handle the finances, are absolutely the planners and the organizers of the vision and the movement for the family vision, and still submit to their husbands because it makes them feel better.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. It makes them feel like a man. Like, there's no true definition for head of household. It's just, do I feel like I am top dog in my house? And I think that's a man thing. I think that dudes just want to feel like they are the king of their territory.
And what is wrong with that?
But it's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes it's not always earned.
But what is okay?
That's not always earned in every dynamic. That's something that has to be earned.
Don't women want to feel like a woman? Like
Always.
Aretha Franklin saying that. You make me
Always.
feel like a natural woman. Like, don't men have to feed into a certain emotion and tap into a certain energy level?
Stroke a man's ego and stroke a female's heart. Everybody happy.
And right.
Everybody happy.
What's wrong with that?
We do want to feel like a woman. We want to feel led. We want to feel
and
like
that's where that 25% comes
we can
into
rely
play.
on you when we lose it. Absolutely.
Right.
But I think that dudes feel like they got to feel the same way about their woman. They got to feel like there's a balance. There's an exchange. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, the whole concept of who's leading and who's following, who's king and who's queen, who's captain and first mate, I think it's just a matter of ideals. And, you know, we could debate that until the cows come home. But I did read something very interesting
What's that?
online from this blog called Bougie Black Girl that said 36 things your mama, your grandmama, or something like that lied to you about.
All right,
But
K.
they're
Nicole
all
got the
lies.
mic.
So what I read was this article of this woman who says basically that your mothers and your foremothers before you who told you how to deal with a man are all bullshit and lying, conniving people who are keeping you weak. And she goes into the diatribe, but she goes into this list and she says things that, don't take anybody's crap. Dating is a period where men prove their worthiness. If you don't demand anything from a man, he's not going to give you any more than what you ask of him. Love a man more than he loves you. Mm-hmm. Love yourself more than you love any other man. All these cute, empowering, rhetorical concepts that make women feel like, yeah, girl, because every time I've done the opposite, it ain't worked for me. You know what I'm saying? And so I think in concept, the article was really dope. It was really cute. It was really insightful. But it was basically the same rhetoric of take care of yourself, love yourself, put yourself as a priority. It's okay to say no. And I think it's the same rhetoric that keeps relationships damaged. Because in no part of that, actually the point of the article was don't compromise, don't settle. And I keep hearing so many women say, my guy is out there. My one is out there. I'm going to find him. He's going to be the right one for me. He's perfect for me. I just got to wait until we come across each other. There are 6 billion people on the face of the planet. Good luck finding him. And good luck finding him in perfect, intact, emotionally, mentally, and financially. Because the thing with not compromising, the thing with not settling, the thing with not being willing to accept flaws in a human being is the fact that there's no person that exists that doesn't have any of those. So you can either stand on your laurels and be alone, if that's what you choose to do, or you can fling around, enjoy your vagina or your penis and share it with whoever you please in the moment. Or you can actually get serious about getting into a committed situation and accepting a person, flaws and all. But finding the person that Mr. Right, that Mr. Perfect, that it's like finding the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Good luck finding that. And when you find that, I'm pretty sure you'll find a man too. Like, I feel like you either love a person or you love the idea of a person. You love the concept of a person. But if you love a person, you're going to love them with everything that comes with them. And none of it is going to come perfectly. So, yes, the message was empowering and it was cute. And it was provocative because they called my mama a liar and saying that I shouldn't have to settle. But I think speaking to my ideals is only leading me in the wrong direction. And I'd rather not believe in fairy tales. I'd rather believe in reality. Mm-hmm. And practicality and humanity and imperfection, and just take a shot on the least broken bastard I could find and shave him up and teach him how to speak.
Shape him up and teach him.
Shave him up.
All right, so we're building the bear. We accepting donations. Build a bear, build your man foundation.
Listen, sometimes you gotta, I don't think you need to build a man. I think that a man he's already equipped with the things that he needs to function in life.
And when do y'all believe that?
I always believe that. I believe that he is equipped with everything he needs to function in life. Whether or not he can function in life with another person is a whole separate concept.
I know we can. Again, there's a few obstacles that make it a little
like mommy issues. Like narcissism, like ego.
Okay.
Because sometimes
Ego's not
y'all
really
are
a
less
problem.
willing. The thing is, I feel like men are less willing to compromise than women. We're always taught to compromise, and I feel like that's really where the problem is.
Why?
Because y'all are stubborn, and y'all want to be.
Dig deeper. Dig deeper. Has nothing to do with the male being stubborn.
It's absolutely.
If somebody
y'all are so much more insecure than we are.
Okay, fine.
Y'all are so scared.
Okay, great.
Of being whole and being vulnerable and being emotional because y'all are never given the opportunity, a safe space to do so, except with an intimate partner.
Right.
That's the only time y'all feel it's okay. So y'all got to make sure it's the right intimate partner before you do.
Before I put myself out there.
But we're supposed to submit to every dude that comes across us.
Why?
Because
no.
Because y'all are pussy.
No.
That's exactly what it is.
No.
Y'all are.
You're not supposed to submit to every dude that comes across your table. You're supposed to be exclusive. You're supposed to be very selective. You're supposed to close the door. And be
discerning.
You're supposed to be discerning. You're not supposed to let everybody in the cherry box. That's why you're taught that from grade school.
Let's be clear.
That's why you're taught boys have germs
Sex
and
is
boys
not
have cooties.
Sex is not the end all be all when it comes to the emotional floodgate.
I'm not even talking about sexual intercourse. I'm talking about the whole concept of the worth of a woman. All right? Women are a prize to men. It's all a prize. Like, men have burned down nations because Troy fell. Spartacus murdered everybody.
Listen,
over a woman.
Angela
Like, you gotta
Perry says,
think about
if
it like
you
that.
love him, it will be from the heart and unconditional. That is bullshit. That is idealistic bullshit. There is no such thing as unconditional love. It is a theory. It is a concept. It is cute and comfortable. It makes us feel really good at night when we lay next to somebody. But there is always conditions. That's why the divorce rate is at the rate it's at right now. That's why people are breaking up left and right. That's why people are not getting into relationships and staying single forever and are not happy about it. Love is very much conditional. And maybe your intention is to be there through thick and thin. But when the thick comes, or when the thin comes, y'all be bouncing because everybody got a breaking point. Who sang that song? Carrie Hilson? Mm-hmm. Everybody got a breaking point. You hit that breaking point, it's over. So I feel you on the whole. It should be unconditional. It should be idealistically, but that's not reality. And if that's what you're looking for, you're going to lose every time because dudes have way more conditions than women do.
Stop.
Dudes have way more emotionally.
And that's
dudes
the
have way more conditions than women do.
And that's the problem. Like, we can sit here and talk to you till we're blue in the face and tell you 4 simple things that we require. 4. And you'll be like, nah, son. Y'all got something different, and y'all think this, that, and the third. And
because y'all don't hold yourselves to the same conditions.
We do though. We're
No, y'all don't.
Men are consistent.
That's how we get break babies.
Men are very.
That's like what the third P, the third F. I mean, men have break babies. And they get burned by Bertie's Virgos.
First of all, and you're not gonna keep trashing Queen Burn like that.
On the third F. And let's just, for everybody who doesn't know what the 4 Fs are,
Bertie's Virgos does not have.
It's feed them,
feed them,
fuck them,
yes,
be faithful,
yes, that's optional,
and shut the fuck up. Those are your 4 Fs, just so that everybody's clear.
And say, okay. And if you live by that theory,
and it's a very simple theory that is poorly executed on both ends.
That is the 25% extra that you secure the bag with that. You secure the bag with all of that. And he will go home and be like, yo, I never met a chick like this before.
Yeah, because
I think she's the one.
Until she comes to herself and realizes I don't really have to be this quiet all the time. I actually have opinions and experiences
it's
that need
not
to be validated.
Right, and that could come out, but it has to come out. I saw who posted this. This girl on Facebook.
Tyrell, that's your daughter's dog. Like, your daughters are different. The fruit of your loins are going to be treated differently than someone that you've chosen to be with day to day. Your intention may be to love your partner or your spouse unconditionally, but there are always conditions in which that partnership will get broken. And I'm pretty sure infidelity might be a big one. It might be betrayal. It might be mismanagement of finances. You never know. But there's always a breaking point that will sever a tie between man and woman in every situation. Sorry, I had to address that really quickly. That got me.
Do I need to go live?
Always mention their daughters when they talk about unconditional love.
Do I need to go live on the 4 Fs to break this down for y'all? I'm going to do that. We're going to do that.
We're going to go live on the 4 Fs.
We're going to go live on the 4 Fs sometime next week. All right? I'm going to break this down for y'all because there seems to be some miscommunication between the opposite sexes here on this show, on this podcast. We have a agreement to disagree on something that I have made clear for over 10 years now.
I'm a champion for the 4 Fs. I think it's a good, it's like the Willie Lynch theory. Like, it works if it's executed properly.
And it's real. And it doesn't, and shutting up doesn't mean literally shutting up. It just means understanding who you're dealing with and learning when to deliver information. One of my followers on Facebook, I'm gonna tag her right now, said
that's fair, Tyra.
She made a post on Facebook saying something like, "Oh, I get it. Men don't want a woman." Something like she didn't want a woman to ask. When men get insecure about women asking them questions.
Absolutely.
And I said, no, I don't want you to. You can ask me anything you want. It's when you ask the question
and how
you ask the question is problematic. So if I'm locked in and I'm got my headphones on and I'm clearly trying to save the world from we got bombs coming, we got the riot squad in, and I'm talking to Kill That Ass 445, and we going back and forth on Xbox. And now is not the time to ask me for the mortgage money. Or now is not the time that tell me about your career aspirations in life. I'm here. I'm locked in.
But why?
Boom. I'm on a mission. Like the world is in my hands right now.
No, the world
is in my hands.
That world could wait though.
No.
Your world is laying next to you in your bedroom.
I'm
your
bleeding
world
out.
is feeding you meals. Your world is making love to you at night. Your world is being quiet when you're speaking. And you sit here talking about the world is on your freaking Xbox.
I'm bleeding out, yo. I'm tagging my part.
So when your world is practicing her 4Fs effectively, you mean to tell me she gotta wait for the video game? Was she giving you what you asking
It's
for?
not a video game. It's a live scenario. All right. Real actions, real life scenario. This is not a drill.
Your world is very.
During the Eagles game is not a good time to have a conversation.
I mean, the Eagles.
After sex is not a good time to have a conversation.
Why not? I love conversations after sex. I feel like
first of all, why do you have so much energy? Did I fail? Did I do? Did I not do my job?
I feel like you gotta reiterate what the agenda is. Am I not going nowhere for the rest of my life? Am I in love with you? Like that's so dumb.
Shouldn't you be tired? Who said it? Richard Pryor said, "If your girl ain't sleep after, you got more fucking to do."
A good friend of mine said you can't talk with your mouth full.
Well, you know, I got
On to the next.
Well, so here's the problem. It's not that I'm conflicted about this story, because I'm really not. I understand the monster that I'm dealing with. So everybody knows that R. Kelly's in some hot water. Okay? So what we're not going to do is accuse
Are
Trevor.
we going to give them the double clap for this?
No, I'm not going to. This is not a double clap.
Okay.
This is not a double clap.
I'm going to make sure.
What we're not going to do is accuse Trevor of supporting R. Kelly live on this podcast.
You do.
I am not supporting R. Kelly. I am not subscribing to the fact that he is a child molester. That is public information. It's public knowledge. We know that. What I will tell you is I like R. Kelly's music. I don't support R. Kelly, but I kind of do, because I did go to a concert last year that he was at. Okay, so
you're paying for his lifestyle.
I paid for the ticket that he benefited. So, okay, if we want to say I'm a supporter of R. Kelly financially, yes. I fiscally contribute
to his lifestyle,
his music, and the energy that he puts out in that magnitude. A lot of people have a problem with that, and a lot of people take issue with that, rightfully so. Now, dealing with this situation right here with the R. Kelly, I'm going to go straight to the problem, which I feel like I hope I never get in a public scandal, or if I'm ever famous and somebody says or accuses me of doing something, and then I'm automatically sentenced by the jury of social media. That is my problem with this whole situation.
The court of public opinion.
The court of public opinion is
takes a
trash.
bit to convince.
Does it?
Yeah, bro.
I don't
took
know.
like 40 women for us to be convinced that Bill Cosby was a rapist, dog.
No,
it surely did. It took 10 women for us to be convinced that Tiger Woods was actually cheating on his wife. Like, it took a lot of convincing before that happened. It took videos of Rodney King getting beat down before we realized the police were actually brutalizing black folks in the inner city. So yes, the court of public opinion takes a while to convince. Let's not underestimate the intelligence of the court of public opinion.
All right, well, let's look at the facts of this case that nobody really wants to acknowledge. What are the facts? Number one, everybody is of legal age to consent. Right?
That makes it right?
We're not talking about right and wrong. We're talking about legal.
Okay.
We're talking about legal, right?
Oh, boy.
It wasn't right for George Zimmerman to shoot Trayvon Martin.
It was legal?
It was legal, according to the state of Florida. They could not charge him with that crime. Does that make it right? 1,000% no. 1,000% no. Bill Cosby raped somebody. We don't know who, but he's still an innocent man, according to the law, because there was a hung jury. Does that make it right? No. But according to the law, that was the circumstances. So in this R. Kelly situation, I think people are taking his past situations with younger women and trying to
younger women or girls? Let's be very specific.
Girls, underage
Okay,
women that are not able to consent.
There we go. Let's be specific.
Women that are not able to consent in this situation. I think people are taking the circumstances that happen with R. Kelly and attaching it to that, similar to the OJ situation, OJ case. OJ beat the initial murder, and they nailed him. They nailed him for petty theft 30 life.
They threw the book at him.
They threw the book at him for.
It wasn't life. It was
taking-
like 30 years.
That's the rest of his life.
Yeah, but it's not life.
What is he? 60?
It's still not life.
Well, that's the rest of his life.
He's about to get out of jail.
He's not getting out.
He's
And that
getting
whole,
out?
first of all, they're about to go live with his whole parole hearing on ESPN, which is absolutely
On
ridiculous.
ESPN.
That's what I heard. It's ridiculous.
That's comical.
They're making a big public
All right, but
display.
anyways, continue, sir.
Like I said, in the court of public opinion, R. Kelly's filthy, which we know. R. Kelly's a pig, which we know. He's an animal, which we know. R. Kelly told us in 12 albums, 12, that he got problems when it comes to vagina, to the point where he wants to marry it. He wants to marry vaginas. They call himself the Pied Piper. So he's been telling us for years that he's had issues. However, in this situation, I can't find something that could make me be like, maybe something illegal is happening. Again, I don't have facts. And I'm going to keep saying this disclaimer because people might keep chiming in at random times. I am not supporting or condoning the actions of what he's doing. Maybe he is brainwashing them. But is brainwashing illegal?
Is that your actual question?
I'm asking you that question.
You say that
I'm
with
gonna
a
keep
straight face?
going. Is brainwashing illegal?
It's called grooming. People groom victims all the time.
Okay.
And that's a form of mental and psychological abuse, depending on how it's used.
Okay.
So
if I meet
the idea of brainwashing itself illegal? Probably not.
Okay, so that's
because that is a wild concept. It's not an actual thing.
It's subjective as well.
It is not an actual thing.
And you can't really prove brainwashing.
But if you groom someone into accepting conditions that are not to their benefit and actually to their detriment and to your own selfish agenda.
Okay.
And it ends up resulting in physical and sexual abuse or a hostage situation, which they are insinuating, I'm not saying true, then absolutely that's illegal.
And I am glad that Angela Perry said this, because I asked this question on Facebook today and I took it down. I'm going to read it. All I'm going to say is there were a bunch of 15 and 17-year-old girls getting picked up by older dudes at my high school back in the day, and that's fact.
Yo, my school too. I would have blew. So
So
shout out to the Warhawks.
again, when we're talking about statutory situations, rape is rape. It's wrong. It's wrong.
Absolutely.
It's an open and shut. There's nothing really to talk about. You can't consent, so that's rape. When you're talking about consenting adults, women that are mature enough to make certain decisions, which in this case they've identified older women.
But they've been insinuating that he's been grooming them since they were 15, 16.
Grooming them.
They've been around for 5 to 6 years, actually.
Grooming them in what capacity? Like, okay, this is the lifestyle that you're going to be a part of. Kind of like, okay, so let me get a situation. Everybody loves the book 50 Shades of Grey.
Who, everybody?
Well, I know it was a big thing back in the day.
It was a thing to talk about, but
Okay, well,
the book was whack to me. But
okay,
go ahead,
the book and the movie was trash to me,
Right.
but it had people reading. And it was in the same thing. Mr. Grey had weird sexual relationships that people signed off to participate in that current lifestyle. Hugh Hefner, the biggest pimp of all times, 70 years old with 19, 20-year-old girlfriends. The Bunny Ranch is popping. Women are staying there. They're grooming. He's promising them.
with adult age women who make adult decisions, not women that he was raising since they were 15, 14,
That
16
was
years
not
old,
confirmed out
and
in the
then have
facts.
them growing up as these sexual objects for his
that was not in the
for his
facts,
pleasure.
though.
Like
That,
but
that's all alleged.
But
We're
that's
talking
what the
about alleged.
controversy is. So even
It's
if it's
all
alleged,
alleged.
even if it is alleged, the fact is we don't know whether or not it's true. We don't know whether or not it's false. But if I have to pick whether or not it is true or false, I am going to I'm going to fall in favor of the alleged victim until they are no longer proved to be victims.
I had a couple questions that I asked. I said, if these allegations were in fact true, they should be strong enough to warrant a warrant, to issue a warrant. Somebody corrected me, said, no, that's not the case because it was strong enough to where they would do a welfare check. And apparently the authorities have conducted a welfare check to verify everybody is indeed healthy, not being held as slaves or whatever the conditions were, and I guess those terms were met. Because if it were me, you ever saw that movie? I can't think of the name of that damn movie. It was a movie I think it was Iowa, Ohio, where the white dude kidnapped them girls, and he really kept them as sex slaves. And you saw that movie? What's the name of that movie, yo?
Dude, the Alex dude.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
That's some real sex slave kidnapping. Like, you chained to the bed. You having babies. You can't leave the house. That's some real
That's a
stuff.
super heinous, extreme way to exemplify your point. But let me share a personal story. So, and I don't mean to, make it all weird, but here we go. When you are emotionally in tune, emotionally attached to something or to someone, what you do is you decide to do whatever you can to make that person happy. So, I don't know if you ever had experiences with DCF. I've had experiences with DCF in my own home. What happens is, I wanted to get daddy in trouble. Mommy cried and she said, tell them you are okay. Tell them nothing's wrong. Tell them that there's nothing happening because they're going to take you away from me too. So what does the child do? The child uses her emotions and says, nothing's wrong. And then everybody goes away and the problem goes away, right? It's the same thing with somebody who grooms you. What happens is there's an emotional attachment. There's an emotional connection that you're benefiting from, even though it's unhealthy, right? So R. Kelly could have very well been like, listen, I'm going to give you jewels. I'm going to take you on trips. I'm going to let you live in this dope house. I'm going to give you all the exposure to celebrities and parties and alcohol that you want. We're going to have so much fun together. And these children are like, yo, I'm living the glam life. I'm living that Instagram dope life. And they're sitting here relishing in all the things that they should or shouldn't have been relishing in at that age. They don't get discovered until they're 20, 21, 19 years old. Now they're adults who can consent to their decisions.
But that's not the circumstance in this case. The youngest one was off to college. She was like 19
when they found out.
When they first met. Because apparently the father orchestrated the whole situation. And that's what made it all a little sketchy. So again, the circumstances that are right, and the girl has been going live a couple times now. She's been reporting to TMC, and just kind of giving her welfare checks. Granted, it could all be fear induced. It could all be like, you better make this.
Indulgence
but we don't know. That's the thing.
But because we don't know, we can't assume that it didn't happen.
We can't. I'm not saying that it did or it didn't. But what I would like for the people before the judge of public opinion comes into the play to say, oh, he's this, that, and the third, which we already know he is. I would really like to see more facts come out of this whole circumstance and situation to see how it is properly handled and to see how people can make a decision.
But sometimes you can't build cases on mental and emotional abuse.
But that's not the law.
But the burden of responsibility to prove guilt is on the victim.
I hear you.
And that is why the law is jacked up. That's why it's so hard. I agree. And that's why we have so many people who are speaking against that, because it's the same thing with George Zimmerman being a victim.
Right.
Trayvon is dead. But the burden of responsibility to prove guilt was on Trayvon, who was dead.
Here's the crazy thing, though, and this is going to sound crazy, right? So even with the George Zimmerman situation, I heard somebody say this. They said even if George Zimmerman got sent away for the charges that he was facing, it would have been dishonorable, and the law would not have worked for George Zimmerman because he wasn't charged with the right charge. The prosecutor should have charged with the correct charge.
Which is all the more reason why the laws need to be revamped.
So if the laws need to be revamped, especially in rape culture, how and what do we define as something that is probable cause? Or maybe we just take it, he raped me, boom, I'm going to jail?
That has been the everlasting question since date rape. It has been like an issue. Like, you have to understand, there are mental and emotional and circumstantial positions that victims are put in where they cannot prove that they are victims.
Right.
Because everything appears on the surface as if it's consenting, as if it's permitted, as if it was something that was participatory. The circumstances logically say, well, if this is my husband, he can't rape me. If this is my best friend or I'm just his roadie, then he's not luring me with money and shiny things to have sex with me at a young age. I was just his roadie. He's my pastor. He couldn't have molested me. I was just the altar person. Like, and
I agree.
And so what happens is these young victims who are malleable and who are not as informed about life accept the reality that's being fed to them as something that's comfortable. And they accept it as the truth and what it should be when it shouldn't. Because people who are older are taking advantage of their naivete. Mm-hmm. There is nothing protecting those people. So for you to say where's the probable cause or what can be used as probable cause, the problem is there isn't, because the people who are older and in a more advantageous position, people who are more intelligent about how to get through the loopholes and get what they want without getting in trouble, use that to their advantage all the time. You think it's so? Just because you can't prove they're victims doesn't mean they're not being victimized.
I'm not saying they're not. I'm saying, but you don't think that it's okay. You think it's okay for people to continue to regurgitate non-factual information?
What makes it non-factual?
Based on an opinion?
What makes it non-factual? He has a history of being predatory with children.
These aren't the children, though.
They're not children today, but he has a history of being predatory with female children and getting off with it. Mm-hmm. He got to the point where he was even flaunting his ability to manipulate small, what may have been a woman or children. It was a slap in the face to everybody who's ever looked at him as a sexual predator.
I agree.
It's like OJ writing "If I Did Do It,"
and he was an asshole for that.
And so was R. Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
So for him to be accused of these things, you would think that if that wasn't true, if you were accused of being a murderer,
right,
and you knew you didn't murder nobody,
right,
would you go above and beyond to show that you are not a threat to society? Or would you not give a damn and just go ham on everybody and just have everybody thinking you're crazy?
See, the thing is, I'm not a celebrity.
It doesn't matter about celebrity. As a human who has remorse and has pride in himself and cares about the reputation.
So me as a person on this level, I care about my reputation.
Absolutely.
But if I'm a celebrity, all the crazy stuff that comes out on tabloids and blogs, I'm not going to acknowledge everybody. I'm not gonna. If Oprah had to freaking acknowledge every time somebody said something ridiculous about her, she would freaking have cotton mouth by now. You know what I'm saying? So I think it matters the certain platform that you're on. You know what I'm saying? So, and R. Kelly's, I'm gonna
show you a perfect example of what people who don't do wrong do to prove their innocence. Michael Jackson was repeatedly accused of molestation. Mm-hmm. And
he just liked to climb trees.
Repeatedly accused of sexual abuse. And what he ended up doing was he was trying to prove his case that he was never that kind of person to violate anyone. He would bring reporters into his home knowing they would spin the story. He would publicly address the court of public opinion.
And nobody believed him.
But the fact is, he stood by his innocence and he tried to exemplify all the ways he was innocent. Whether people process it or not, it wasn't for lack of effort.
Right.
He didn't start saying, hey, let me have kids walk around butt naked in my house in the pool because people going to think I'm a molester anyway.
So you're saying R. Kelly has continued to perpetuate his...
He continues to spit in the face of everyone who knows the truth about his dirt.
And people keep buying tickets to his concerts.
You keep buying tickets to his concerts.
Okay, it was my anniversary weekend. I didn't have no plans. I needed to do something.
Listen.
I was listening to R. Kelly earlier today. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay? It was my fault.
You can't apologize.
I found my old hard drive. It had every R. Kelly song that I downloaded. R. Kelly was actually the first hustle I had in college. The first job I had when Napster and all that stuff first came to poppin'. I burnt CDs. That's how I made money. And my first CD that sold big was an R. Kelly Greatest Hits double side, $7 a pop. And
you are so like
a killing with that CD. I probably gave some people the forever with that CD.
We have attachments to artists who give us things that make us feel nostalgic, that make us feel, that make
it represents time
of an era of our lives that is so important, right? That does not mean that their life and their lifestyle should be condoned or perpetuated through our support afterward.
Absolutely not. And if you have a problem with R. Kelly, you are well deserved to have a problem. But again, with my no more Mr. Nice Guy attitude, if you're going to bring that same energy to R. Kelly,
oh God,
you're going to bring that same energy to Chris Brown, Biggie Smalls, 50 Cent, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Ben Roethlisberger, Ezekiel Elliott, and
like,
everybody else
There's no
that has a situation that's going on. You can't be iffy and choosy about your celebrity support.
Because there are different levels to guilt. There are different levels to actually being a
Tupac
offender.
Shakur. We're going to end it on that note. You know what? I don't want to get too hyped, but we had a good night. We had a lot of people chiming in tonight. I thank everybody for their questions. I thank everybody for supporting Intellectual with Foreplay. We're still growing. This will probably be the last time we go live because we're trying to level up.
Level up.
We got websites coming. We got logos coming.
We got podcasts actually coming.
Yeah, podcasts that's actually going to be ready for iTunes, SoundCloud, all that. So we don't want to give away all the juice. But if you do, support us, we do appreciate it. We're going to have a lot more information, and we do have something coming up for the people. The people have been asking for it. The people have been requesting and hitting me up ever since last year. Intellectual Foreplay returns live.
August 12th, 2017.
Yes, live at the Cloud.
At the Cloud,
Yep.
6 p.m., 6:30 p.m.?
6:30
p.m.
We got K. Nicole on the grill. She's going to be doing her thing cooking. I'm going to do my thing
nice
cooking.
Guy. He's going to be chefing it up for y'all. We're going to feed y'all.
Shout out to RTC, one of the hosts, Mind Evolution,
Yes.
Tracy Caldwell. We're going to have her in the building. We got a surprise panelist group to facilitate
Dope discussion coming.
You know what I mean? We're going to bring all this energy
Come join
live.
us. Come join us. Come participate. We're going to feed your mind. We're going to feed your bellies. We're going to make sure y'all taken care of, bruh.
Something different. And we're going to have some featured authors, too, in the building. So, support Black business and all the authors that are out there in Connecticut. Do your thing. Contact me if you want to be a vendor for the event. But, yeah. Saturday, August 12th, 6:30 to 9 at the Cloud. We will be there, and we will be posting that flyer again tonight. I might give away a couple of tickets this week. I might do a little mini competition. Yeah, we should definitely give away a couple of tickets. We're gonna do a little mini competition this week. Me and K. Nicole gonna put our mind together, and we're gonna figure this out. But this is another episode of Intellectual Foreplay. I'm with my boy D Dollars, the producer extraordinaire.
Engineer extraordinaire.
Push to Start Productions. I'm with K. Nicole.
And we will see y'all next time.
Holla. Intellectual Foreplay. We out.